disclaimer, we are not health professionals. We're not telling you to do any of these things and guaranteeing any results. Nope. We're sharing what we did.
Yes, please, we're sharing what worked for us.
Yes, please consult your healthcare provider before you do anything we're talking about
Don't.
I'm George.
And I'm Keisha.
And welcome to Life with the Sansburys. What happened to the craft?
Well,
are we still doing crafts?
We are still doing crafts.
All right.
However, we want to share more than just crafts. And I mean, we weren't really sharing crafts with you all for a while because, you know, life happened. So we're changing the name. Instead of craft with the Sansburys, craft life with the Sansburys, it's going to be life with the Sansburys.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say we want to get you more involved in our life.
I like it. What are some of the things that have occurred in life that's maybe kept us from putting out a lot of content? Anything changed or?
A lot of things have changed.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Let's see. So I think last time we were on, we told them that you're now in real estate.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so you're in real estate.
We did.
I think last time we were on, I was still in school. I have since graduated, and I have my degree in accounting and business administration. I've started my own bookkeeping firm, Sansbury Premier Bookkeeping Services. I forgot I had on the shirt. So that has changed. We've changed we're on a health journey.
We are on a health journey, which is pretty much the premise of this video.
Yes, it is the health journey, our health journey.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk a little bit about my health history, where I am. I am 47 years old, I do believe. Am I 47? Sometimes I forget. 47 years old. I have been healthy for the most part of my life. I've been very active. Played sports all through high school and even my adult life. I've been active in sports, but I never really got, as an adult, as you get older, you know, you start to put the pounds on around there, and I was working out and doing things, but never really saw the results I wanted to see, which brought me to a point of stumbling upon what I have stumbled across, which wasn't by my own doing. In seeking to do so, I saw a video, and I'll talk about what that video was, and then I got on the phone with my buddy Ernest, and he was all the way in Florida, traveling for work, and he brought up the exact thing that I just saw in the video. Because when I saw the video, I was like, nobody's doing that, that's crazy. And he was actually doing it, which is how this all came full circle. And as I began on my journey, I talked to this young lady, and she kind of came on board. But let's go ahead and give you a moment to talk about where you are with.
Well, let's see. So I am soon to be 41 in a couple of weeks. I've never really been into sports at all. Awkward. Yeah, but I come from a family that's smaller framed. But over the last several years, my frame has enlarged itself.
Your frame? your bone. You got big bone?
I got big boned.
Yeah, you're big. Your bones get big.
So, like he said, he started the health journey first. I was not there with him yet, but when I started seeing his results, and then when I stepped on the scale, and the scale said a number that I didn't like, then I got serious about my health journey. We're
gonna talk about numbers. Let's talk about numbers.
We want to talk about numbers?
Well, I meant to say that.
Okay.
I got to, so I am about 5'9.5" on a good day. Height. But I've gotten up to 194. I believe that's the heaviest I have seen on the scale. When I saw it, and this was after, working out actively. Where have you been?
So I feel like I have to give a disclaimer.
Go for it.
Okay.
You got the mic, baby.
So I already said that I come from a family that's smaller frame. So I used to always be in between 107 and 110. That's where I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I met somebody, no names mentioned, I started putting on weight.
That's a good thing, right?
It is.
Okay.
It is a good thing. But I put on too much weight. So when I stepped on the scale, because when you're used to being 107
Yeah.
to 110,
Yeah.
but then the scale jumps to like 163, then that means I've gained 50 pounds. You know, I've gained some weight. I've gained 50 something pounds. So when I got on that scale and I saw 150, no, I'm sorry, not 150, 16, I think it was like 162 is when I said, okay, I gotta do something.
You talked about us meeting and putting on weight.
Mm-hmm.
We met in 2015.
Yep.
We got married in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
We got married at the church.
Mm-hmm.
Small wedding. I mean, not a wedding. We just did our vows at the church, passed their witnesses. And we were preparing to have a wedding the next year, 2017.
Yes.
So we got busy. We were walking. We were exercising. What else were we doing besides walking? What were we doing? We were doing something in the house.
We were doing Leslie saying song.
Leslie saying song. Walking. Walk a mile.
Yes.
And we really got going. We would do 3 miles, I think was the most. And then we were doing the 3-2-1.
3-2-1.
Abs.
Yep.
We would do sit-ups for
60 seconds, 30 seconds, 15.
Yep, we take turns and we did that.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went on we got married in 2017 in June.
Mm-hmm.
We went on a cruise.
Yes.
And we had a great time.
Yeah.
Our first cruise.
Yes.
For both of us.
Mm-hmm.
First time out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Bahamas, had an amazing time.
Wonderful.
At Grand Lucayan Resort.
Yes.
In Freeport,
Freeport,
Bahamas. Cruise and stay. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best food we've had.
The best.
Outside
top
of
notch.
the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we did pretty good. We got back and I think we went on a spell of, we put some weight on.
Right after. Because
we
did. We didn't have any reason to.
Yeah, we weren't really.
Yeah, after the wedding, it was like, that was our motivation, was to stay fit. I need to fit in my dress.
Yeah, that was it. And I was trying to fit in the tux.
Yeah.
Because it was tight and fit.
Yeah.
Both of them. I had to.
You did. Yeah. You did.
So that's 2016, 17, 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the next big thing for me was, I guess around, we moved here 1920, I began having some stomach issues.
Yes, you did.
And it's funny, it seemed like it was always near December, January, where I get indigestion, I get heartburn, and I didn't know why. Really didn't know why. I had some tests run. I had, and about this time I'm getting around 45. Mm-hmm. So of course you got to have a colonoscopy. Mm-hmm. And I had an endoscopy as well. Put the camera in, 'cause I really didn't know what was going on. Yeah, so that was one thing that came up as well. Now I need to find out what the deal is.
Yeah.
What about? I remember you were doing some juice cleanses though.
Yeah, I mean, I just did a couple of juice cleanses.
Yeah, I wasn't.
That. It wasn't like something I did persistently.
Right.
Or consistently, not persistently. So I did a 1-day juice cleanse.
I remember you did a video on that.
Yes.
Maybe we'll link that too.
Well, I think it got taken down.
It got taken down.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
What'd you do?
Nothing. I don't know. Took it down.
Wow.
But it got taken down.
We still got the video.
So do we?
Yeah, somewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
So I did the 1-day juice cleanse. I think the end of last year I did a 2-day, or was that this year? I did a 2-day cleanse. And we bought a juicer, and
we did.
know, It's nice.
It's
It just
nice.
be sitting in the lazy Susan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just juice every once in a while.
Yeah. I think the next big thing for me was Dominican Republic, Punta Cana.
Punta Cana.
I was on a mission. I was going to be right when we went to Punta Cana. Now, my big area of concern was the handles.
Yeah.
I've never been really like big. I didn't think. I look back at some of the pictures. But my whole thing is, and it can be vain, call it vain, call me vain, whatever. I didn't want a dad bod. And I had one.
It's okay.
Yeah, I had one. Kind of had one.
It's okay.
And I was determined to get rid of that. I'm not going to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and being afraid to take my shirt off. So I started working out. Somebody got a bike for Christmas or Mother's Day. A bike. The stationary bikes. I was doing that. So that was my cardio. I'm not a runner. I tried it. My knees, old football injury, whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't work too well. And so I was doing cardio and I was lifting weights. And I had some resistance weights on the bike I was doing. And I was tracking. I had the LifeSum app, tracking the food I was eating and looking at calories. But I think it helped some. When I go back and look at the pictures of Punta Cana, I'm like, wow, still not there. How about you?
Punta Cana, wasn't I exercising pretty good?
Yeah.
Before Punta Cana, riding a bike. I had an ab video. I've been doing the same ab video for years.
Yeah.
I know it by heart. Was doing the ab video. I had an arm video. I had legs. I had a video for just about everything. I was doing all the videos, doing the bike. Yeah.
What was your area of concern on your body?
Still my stomach.
Stomach.
Yeah. Like my midsection. Yeah. It's always been my area. I think that's most people's area.
Yeah. The midsection.
And
have you gotten to a point where you know how to handle that area now? You think?
Now I do.
Yes.
But when Punta Cana, when we went to Punta Cana, I thought I knew what I was doing because I was working out, working. But I don't know if this is where we're trying to go right now, but I'm just going to go there. Is that a lot of time we focus on just exercise and we work, and I was working out for like an hour exercising, but my diet didn't change. So I was exercising and I would see 2 pounds fall off for like a day, but then I was still eating the same thing, so that weight would just come right back.
Yeah, diet, which we found is a big part of it. And of course, people like, duh. But when we say diet, we don't mean starving yourself diet. Yeah. When we say diet, we're talking about what you're eating. Well, I was talking about when you're eating, how frequent you're eating. And there's some misconceptions that we're going to address on this journey. So I really don't know where to start right now. So let's just go with sugar. Should we go with sugar?
You said, should we go with sugar, or are you asking, should we eat sugar?
Should we talk about sugar?
Sure, let's talk about sugar. Sugar is good, isn't it?
It's delicious.
It is very delicious.
It's horrible for you, and everybody knows that, but I'm going to go back to the video I saw. Punta Cana's over, we're back, and I'm not really sure. I wasn't seeing the results I wanted to see, so I was apparently doing something wrong. I remember when you were going to Michigan or Wisconsin, one of them. I was watching, y'all see the guy, the V shred, because everybody wants the V. You want that V, for the men. Well, not everybody. That's what I wanted. The broader chest and narrow midsection. So I was watching this video, and I actually clicked the link. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I did the little survey, and I was really about to buy this program. But I listened to what he was talking about. There's 3 things he talked about. He talked about cutting carbs. He talked about the way you work out and how you lift. And then I think intermittent fasting is another thing he talked about. So I was like, I'm not buying it. I'm just start trying this stuff. So those things have really been a big, that's been the gold mine for me. But back to the video about no sugar. I saw the video, Dr. Berg. This guy, watch Dr. Berg. No sugar. Dr. Berg said, do it for 2 weeks. I'm thinking like, really? Like everything has sugar in it. Everything has sugar in it. So how in the world can I do it? And I have traditionally been a sandwich person, you know, processed food, sandwiches, whatever. So I didn't see how it was going to be possible. Jumped on the phone with Ernest, not about this. He was in Florida, in Tampa. He was out trying to find something to eat. And I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, just get something. And he was like, yeah, I'm doing this no sugar thing. I was like, wait, what? You doing no sugar? I just saw this video and I'm thinking nobody would ever do this, and he was doing it. And he just shared with me where he was on his health journey, the weight he had lost, how he's feeling. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. So I went on a journey to do no sugar.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it took me longer because I love sugar. I love chocolate. I love fruity candies. I love chocolate candy. Only kind of sugar I don't like is like coconut. Ooh, it's nasty, but I love sweets. I am a sweets fanatic. So it took me longer because I'm like, how can a person just give up what's everything? Like, sugar is everywhere. Are you saying that you just want me not to eat? But it just takes educating yourself and learning what you can and what you can't eat, put in your body to lose the weight that you want to lose.
For sure. So I started out, and I want to say, I'm not sure of how, what steps I took at the time, but I was intentional about cutting out sugars. And for me, starting out, it was difficult, and your body is going to fight you on it. Your brain, it's a chemical, and you probably don't notice it, but you probably have a dependency on sugar. And it's the same thing with carbs, because carbs turn into sugar in some matter of them, not giving you all the chemistry of it or the, when you cut these things out, your body's going to fight you. It's going to reject it. You're going to get you may get headaches. Your body may go into shock. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Fight through it. Yep. I'm telling you, you have to break the cycle. You have to break your body's dependency on this stuff. You really do. And you'll find after you get over that hump, you will begin to feel a lot better. Did you notice the same thing?
Yes. What do you mean the same thing? Like sickness?
Well, yeah. You want to talk about that?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
Yeah. So, when I started, because I had already seen what he went through, and I don't like being sick, and I don't like putting myself through untold misery misery that I already know about. So I tried to buy things in advance to try to curtail sickness.
Let me ask you a question. Why did you start? How long was it? Do you remember how long it was after I started?
It was a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what made you want to start?
When I jumped on the scale. Scale.
I thought you just said something about my results. But okay.
Oh, yeah. It was your result.
It was?
Yeah.
What result did you
You were losing weight.
I was losing weight.
And you were losing weight fast.
Okay.
And and it was just dropping.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, first I was like, he's losing weight fast because men lose weight faster than women. That's really what I said. And I was like, I'm not buying into it, because men, that's what happens all the time. Men lose weight faster than women. And then I did start looking into it prior to me jumping on the scale, because I did notice, like, me and he's losing a lot of weight, and I just started looking at recipes and stuff, and just different kind of foods. But it was when I jumped on the scale that I was like, okay, it's just time to do it, and there's no time better than the present to start. But I did buy some things to try to curtail me getting sick.
What do you mean sick?
Because my body was used to carbs. So now I'm telling my body, no, you're going to get little to no carbs. So then my body was like, oh, so you thought we was just going to let you do this and we was going to be okay? And then my body started fighting me. So I started, getting the little supplements you put in your water. And I forgot what it did. What did it gives you electrolytes, I think.
Yes, I think so.
Which helped. But I did still end up getting sick a little bit, but I don't think it was as bad as it could have been.
And I want to talk about something that I learned. I don't think I ever knew. And this was really a game changer for me. Because I'd already started cutting out the sugars and cutting out the carbs. I'll talk about my workout later because that was a big part. And intermittent fasting was a big part. Your body.
Yes.
This was a game changer for me when I found this out. And I think was it Dr. Bird? I don't know where I got this information. But your body can only run on two sources. Your body runs off of sugar, fat. Sugar or fat. That's it. That's the fuel source. That's the gasoline. That's what your body runs off of. Sugar or fat. And what do we always hear? People tell you to stay away from fat. Don't eat things that are fatty. Don't eat high cholesterol. All these types of things. This is what you always hear. And what I found out was, and people that know about keto, I hadn't said the word yet, so let's go ahead and talk about keto. And ketosis is what I began to research. When I began to research keto, I found out that ketosis is a state that you put your body in where it will run off fat as opposed to running off sugar. Well, in the Western diet, I'll call it, we eat carbs. We eat a lot of carbs, a lot of sweets, and so our bodies are used to that. Well, when you're eating this and your body gets a dependency on it, guess what's happening to the fat? It's stored. So getting in a state of ketosis will allow your body to switch fuel sources where you run off of fat as opposed to running off of sugar. And the benefits of that, stored fat will be burned. It's a cleaner fuel source. Your brain is more efficient. It lasts longer. It is amazing the difference. It's a better fuel for your body than sugar. That's what we found out.
And I was going to say, because, I don't really remember everything I was going to say, but I'll say this. When I started the keto diet, since we're saying the K word now, I didn't know, so I was trying to go
K word, keto.
When I started, I made it a point to work on the diet first and not exercise.
Yeah.
And my reason for doing that was because I felt like times past I had already had the exercise part down. It was the diet part that I had a problem with. So I was like, if I can get on the keto diet and maintain the keto diet without the exercising, then once I get it on it and then I got it down well enough where I can get my diet good, I don't know if I'm making sense, then I can bring in the exercise. And then the crazy thing is, with keto alone, without any exercise, I believe I'm going to say that I lost at least 13 pounds prior to me even jumping back on the bike or starting my ab exercises again. I lost 13 pounds. And I dropped it fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think we talked about how much we weighed then and where we got to.
Mm-hmm.
I was at 194 at my highest point.
Mm-hmm.
After doing for months, changing my diet. When I say change my diet, I mean eating differently, cutting low to no carbs.
Mm-hmm.
My workout, intermittent fasting, which is big.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about an action step for you guys to get started on this journey. I got down to 162. My goal when I saw 194 was to get to 174 or 172 to lose 20 pounds. I wasn't trying to get to 162. I got down to 161, and I've stayed in the 160s. Where have you gotten?
Let's see. So I started out at like 162. And that's funny because if I wouldn't have started and we weighed the same thing, I'd be mad. I'd be some kind of mad.
I'd be scared. She might beat me up.
But I started off around 162. And I haven't jumped on the scale in a couple of days, but I think the last time I jumped on the scale, I was 134.
Yeah.
So I am a couple of pounds away from a full 30 pounds.
Yeah, and it's been great. We feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Keto is something, and I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I tried it, and I never really knew. I've heard it before, but never really looked into it, and it's been amazing. But we want to give you guys an action step because I really want you to consider this. Look at how you're living. My health, you remember the stomach issues I was having? I don't have those anymore. It doesn't happen. We have been researching, we found out a whole lot about how this type of lifestyle can benefit your life. You save money because you're not eating fast food. That was something else. Processed foods, cut them out. Fast food, cut it out. Try to eat foods, and I guess this is the action step. Try to eat foods, one ingredient, as close to one ingredient as possible. Whole foods without being processed. That's been a big thing. So if you're starting out first of the year, we want you to cut sugars, cut carbs.
Good.
Do it. Low to no carbs. Really, you can do it. My big weakness was bread. I love to eat bread. I always loved bread. Myth.
Yes.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I used to love eating breakfast, but I noticed if I eat breakfast 2 or 3 days in a row, I felt like I instantly got bigger. I don't eat breakfast anymore.
Yeah.
That's where the intermittent fasting comes in. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Skip breakfast.
And I was going to say, you said you're talking about your stomach issues.
Yeah.
And that made me think of, well, you asked me earlier if I had any issues. I was like, no issues. But then I thought about something just now.
Okay.
Every winter-ish, I get colds. I get stuff because I got really bad allergies. So every time in the winter, around November, December, I get colds, really bad sinus infections, all of that. And I haven't had one this year. And I do credit some of that to a change in the lifestyle and change the way I've been eating, because not only is it taking a lot of processed foods out of my diet, but I'm adding a lot of nutrients, a lot of vitamins in my body. And I believe that itself is cutting out a lot of the infections that have been living in there for so long. The foods that I've been eating have been helping with that. Yeah.
Just been diving into it, doing research, and finding out that fasting is very beneficial. I know oftentimes in the church we talk about fasting for spiritual growth and spiritual awareness and close and allowing the spirit to be activated, which is entirely true. It also has health benefits.
Yep.
So when the Bible talks about fasting, and this kind come not but by prayer and fasting, look into that. I'm telling you, fasting does heighten your spiritual awareness, but there are a lot of health benefits to fasting. Your body wants to be healed. It wants to be whole. And your body, when treated properly, is going to do everything it can to help heal you. Found out through research that when you fast, after a certain amount of time, stem cells form in your gut that are sent throughout your body to attend to the areas that are healing or aching. So look into it. Really, your first step, begin cutting carbs.
Carbs
Do that.
are your enemy.
As far as workout, for those of you that are working out, I'll give you this tip on my workouts, what I changed. I noticed a big difference. I was bench pressing, curling, all this stuff, and I was knocking them out quick with more weight, less weight, and that was totally wrong. I found out from the V-Shred guy about something called time under tension, where you lift slowly. Let's say you are curling and you are contracting, I guess, the muscle. You know, you can do that at regular speed. It is when you are, can't think of the other word, the downward part. That's so unprofessional. I probably won't even put this in there till next time. But when you bench press, like when you press out, press up, you can do that at regular speed, but when you bring it down, bring it slowly. The time under tension, increase the time under tension. Stop knocking them out real fast. Slow down, increase time under tension. That will build muscle. And muscle helps as well to burn fat.
Yes, it does.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I thought I had something when you were talking about that, but I forgot.
Eat less. We found that we don't need to eat a whole lot. Your body, your digestive system needs time to process the food. And eating better food will be more nourishment to your body. And you'll find you won't have to eat as much. When I'm doing intermittent fasting, if I eat after 1 o'clock, maybe 2 or 3, that's probably the only meal I eat that day. We didn't talk a lot about what we eat, but we try to stick to one ingredient: chicken, fish. We eat a lot of ground turkey now. Green vegetables, almonds, peanuts, cheese. We do eat cheese, stuff like that.
I was thinking when you said that, I was gonna say we told them to cut out carbs. But didn't really tell them what to eat instead. Meats are great on the keto diet. Cheese is
eggs, bacon. I know y'all love bacon. Everybody loves bacon.
Now,
good source of fat.
I will say this, because like me, I have cholesterol issues.
So says the doctors.
So said the doctors. But I have noticed a change in, well, even before I started keto, I never felt bad, like I was gonna, like my heart was gonna, I never felt like I was gonna stroke out or anything. But I do notice just a difference in the way I function on a daily basis on keto. I will say, eating a lot of lean meats can help. If you do have high cholesterol, you should focus on things like eggs and fish and things like that. Even lean ground turkey. And again, this is not any medical advice. This is just what works for us. So focus on those things, because I know that is a big thing. Like, you have high cholesterol, how can you eat a bunch of meats? There's a way to do that and still keep your cholesterol low.
So a healthcare professional. And for me, because some people have asked, what do I eat? Okay, we have this thing called Keto Mix. Ground turkey, sour cream, broccoli, bacon, cheese that we make. It's really good. I normally have a pot of greens. I normally cook a pot of collard greens every week. So I eat greens, we'll eat salmon, chicken, like chicken thighs, dark meat chicken, has more fat. And I used to love the breast white meat, but now I mainly eat.
And I make because pasta is a carb. It's the enemy. Remember, carbs are our enemy. So I do spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash for when I want some spaghetti. And then the thing is, your spaghetti sauce is high in sugar. So I have found a different spaghetti sauce that I now use for my spaghetti, which I think has 4 carbs. So instead of, and I saw, I think it was an Instagram or TikTok, I don't know. It's talking about like the amount of sugar in your ragu, comparing the different sauces, and that the sauce I use has like, I think 3 or 4 grams of sugar. So I mean, it's cut the carbs drastically. So it does take discipline and you really have to have the desire to want to make the switch, because if you would have told me in June that I would be eating spaghetti squash and I would love it, I would tell you that you were lying. But I can eat the spaghetti squash every single day.
That's about like me with keto mix. I can eat it every day.
Like I will make it on a Monday and I will eat it every day until it's gone. And usually that's my only meal. And if I want a snack, I'll eat some peanuts because I am a peanut fan.
She eats them all. Like the whole thing. And if I don't hurry up and get some, I won't get it. And I know I've seen some things that say peanuts are not good for you. I don't know. It's probably better for you than a sugary snack. But anyway, there are 2 things we got to talk about. I don't know where we're going to put these in this video.
All right.
Coffee. And
I smile.
God, what was the other thing? Mindset.
Okay.
Which one do you talk about first?
Let's talk about coffee.
All right.
First.
You said if you told me in June that I was going to XYZ, what if I had told you that you're going to start drinking black coffee?
I would have told you that the truth is not in you.
So my coffee journey was, I didn't start drinking coffee till I was working 45 minutes away and it was free. I used to love tea. Coffee was free. So I just started drinking coffee because I had to drive early in the morning from Parkton to Garner. And when I started drinking it, I put a bunch of sugar and a bunch of cream in it. And that's just how I always drank it. This young lady didn't put sugar in hers, but she put cream in it. When I say she put cream in it, she put cream in it. But anyway, so I did start cutting sugar out. I stopped using sugar in my coffee probably a year or 2 ago. But now Kimberly and Roy, niece and nephew, they were getting ready to go in the military and they talked about black coffee. So we tried it. Like, it took both of us to drink the whole cup.
Yeah, it did.
And it was tough. So I was like, I never drink black coffee. Stop putting stuff in your coffee. Initially. We'll tell you how to doctor it up in a healthy way later. Black coffee. If you're going to drink coffee, drink black coffee. What do you say?
I say drink it black. But my problem is, and you know, we're all a work in progress, I will say that.
Amen. I
have not found a coffee to replace non-keto coffee. Not now. I drink coffee now. I drink it still. But my coffee, it's still non-keto coffee.
Lots of coffee.
Was awesome. But I still
what did you put in?
What did I put in my?
Let's talk about it.
In my non-keto coffee?
Yeah, when you was just drinking. Huh?
I would just put some coffee and some cream. That's it. Coffee and cream. But I used a lot of cream. I was heavy on the cream. You know how they say people, you gonna put some coffee in your cream?
Your cream.
That was me. So I was a heavy creamer. So coffee still has been a journey, but I do now drink either black coffee or I drink keto coffee.
There's a such thing as keto coffee?
Yes, we'll talk about that later because it's steps to your coffee. They have gotten to the point where they are bearable because they used to be both very unbearable. I can drink them both and drink it all now. But if I had to say I had a kryptonite, it would still be my coffee.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I found drinking black coffee when I began on keto and hearing and seeing videos of people talking about the black coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to do initially. It doesn't taste great. But I found one I like. Starbucks Sumatra. We have a Keurig. So Starbucks Sumatra I really like. And also I'm drinking Pete's. We're drinking Pete's now.
Yeah,
because we're
dark
drinking
roast, right?
Yeah, I get the dark roast. I like dark coffee. And actually dark coffee you would think has more caffeine, but it has less because it's roasted longer and it burns off some of the caffeine. Mm-hmm. So I always thought, dark coffee has more caffeine. It really has less. But I felt better drinking the black coffee. It's all about what's good for your body. And all that cream that has all these other stuff, all these things in it, is just not good for you. And I found the black coffee, it helps your digestion. It helps suppress your appetite. There's so many benefits to drinking black coffee. So I've been rolling with it good. Mm-hmm. But there is a keto coffee that we do. You want to talk about that? Or you want to wait?
We'll wait.
All right.
There's a lot of steps.
Stay tuned. We will let you know the keto coffee that we drink occasionally. Let's talk about mindset.
Mm-hmm.
How is a mindset change important for this lifestyle change?
So, if there's no mindset shift, you won't make it. Because your mind has to go where you're trying to go. Your mind has to get there before your body does, basically.
I like that.
And without that, you won't make it. Because your mind is going to tell you, oh, you can't do this, especially when the keto flu, baby. Your mind will say, okay, just eat some bread and get rid of your headache. Ooh. It'll be okay. Bread. And then you'll be like, yeah, you're right. I'm just going to eat this one piece of bread to get rid of the headache. And then, bam, you fell. You tripped. Which, you can still start all over, but you're going to get, it's the same thing's going to happen. So you have to change your mind about what you think you should be doing. Like, you have to have that mindset shift. And if you don't, it's not going to work. Like, when I first started keto, I said, how long did I say I was going to do it for?
2 weeks, maybe?
Okay.
A week, 2 weeks?
So.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so I started off and I said, I'm going to do it 2 weeks. I'm going to see what's going to happen. I think in the first week, I'm going to say I don't remember how long it was, but I had lost 9 pounds.
Yes, 9.
9.
It could have been a week, maybe a week.
Yeah, I want to say a week.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of 2 weeks is when I had got down to 13.
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, 13 pounds down.
Did that help your mindset?
Yes, because then in my mind, I was like, well, if I keep going, like, I lose more weight. But if I go back to carbs, then all that weight's going to come back. And I didn't do all this just to get the weight back. So I went longer. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go for a month. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go for 2 months. Like, I've been trying to quit. I have. I've done tried to quit so many times.
Quit what? Keto?
Yeah.
What happened?
I can't. My body won't let me.
I love it.
Because my mind and my body are in an agreement now that we don't want to go back.
There you go.
Like, I don't want to be 162 pounds. Disclaimer, 162 pounds is great for some people.
Right.
But when you were 107 to 110, And when I was 107 to 110, I was too small. I understand that.
Yeah.
But to go from one extreme to the other
right.
is crazy. So right now, I'm at a comfortable weight. So now it's about toning, maintaining what I do have. But without the mindset that I have right now, it's too easy to go. I mean, it takes more time to lose weight than it does to put it on.
Yeah, we put it on gradually. But sticking with mindset, a couple of things about mindset I want to talk about is you can't do what everybody does. If you do what everybody else does, you're going to get everybody else's results.
Yeah.
So prepare for your mind to be different, your actions to be different, and the mindset has to be you want a different result than what everybody else is getting. And just because everybody's doing it does not mean it's right. Just because everybody's saying it or that is what's popular. You got to really dig deep into some stuff, especially that the media puts out. A lot of these studies are put out by companies that sell the food. They do the studies, so they're going to skew it to that. So you got to have a mindset that's going to seek truth. And so your mind has to be strong and determined and disciplined. And your mind will try to tell you, man, you better eat. You're going to pass out. Man, you better eat. Get rid of that. Your mind, and you even got to train your mind. Your mind has to get in line with your goals and what you're going to do, what your body needs. Listen to your body. You really gotta, your body will tell you what's good for it and what's not in the way it responds and reacts to it. Depending on your age, look at the patterns. How do you feel when you eat this? How do you feel when you eat that? But I'm getting off. Stick to mind. You gotta have a strong mindset.
I was gonna ask real quick, and I want to answer this question too.
Oh, ask me something.
How did you know when your mind had shifted? When did you notice your mindset shift?
Okay, so when I started with the keto, I was doing it. After a while, I started giving myself breaks. You know, they call it cheat days. I don't like the word cheat, so I don't even think I call it cheat days. I call it maybe rest days or days off, whatever. So like on the weekends, I would still get my ice cream.
Yes.
Or I get my Cheez-Its, two of my favorite things. But I noticed the roller coaster. Like, why am I gonna go and have these days off and eat this stuff and then try to go back? So I noticed a shift in my mindset when I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all in. And then somebody, when she loved to snack, and she admitted that. She was like, I ain't doing it. But when she went in, oh my God, she went in. Like, she won't play games. So I was like, man, I like that mindset. So that helped me a lot. So I knew my mindset shifted when I could see the Cheez-Its, I could see the ice cream, and I lost a lot, and I was feeling great. So I was like, what's one little? But I knew my mindset shifted when I was like, no, I don't need it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I knew that my mindset shifted when we would go to Chick-fil-A and we would only buy Chick-fil-A for the children.
Yeah.
Because we
don't do that no more.
Were a Chick-fil-A, I want to say, Chick-fil-A misses us, I'll say that. They miss us, they miss our money. And then when I did get Chick-fil-A, I got a lettuce wrap. Chicken wrapped in lettuce. That's what I got when I did go to Chick-fil-A. When I turned down Chick-fil-A, I said, oh, there's been a change.
There's been a change.
There's been a change.
For sure.
Yeah.
Gotta have discipline. And it'll spill over into the rest of your life. It'll spill over into your spiritual walk. It'll spill over into your work ethic. It'll spill over because you become more disciplined. I find in every area of your life.
Yeah.
And things will become more aligned as you become intentional. It will build momentum, and you'll find your life changing.
Yeah, I agree.
So go with us on this journey.
Go with us.
Life
Come
with
with
the
us.
Sansburys. I'm gonna get with Mr. Wheeler Ernest, and he's gonna share what he has experienced. We're gonna all get together. Sometimes we'll probably be on Zoom or in person. He travels a lot for work right now, and but we'll get together. We'll talk. Go on the journey with us. Life with the Sansburys. We're gonna get fit. We're gonna stay fit. We're gonna be whole.
That's right.
John said in chapter 3, verse 2, Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper. Be in good health, even as your soul prospers. So we want to be in good health, because what good is prosperity if you don't have health?
That's it.
To enjoy it. Stay tuned. Your challenge, cut carbs.
Do we say 10 days?
We want to drop a video about once a week. Maybe Mondays we're going to drop our videos. We're going to drop this video January 1, 2024, which is a Monday, correct?
Yes.
And when you see it, take this challenge. The challenge is cut carbs, no carbs or low carbs for the next 7 days.
Okay.
It's your first challenge.
All right. That's it.
And while you're doing that, one good way to do it is, if you do have breakfast, have eggs and bacon, if you like it.
Get some avocado for your eggs, if you like it.
Don't worry about the toast. Don't worry about the pancakes. Don't worry about the waffles. Leave that alone. Bacon and eggs.
Yep.
And if you're drinking coffee and putting cream in it, we want you to cut it out, but at least cut back. Start cutting back on it. Okay? That'll be a good start.
Yes.
All right. Until next time, be healthy.
Yes.
Live well.
And prosper.
Is that what we're saying?
I don't know. That sounds
Until
good.
next time.
Until next time, America.
World. We're talking to the world.
Until next time, world.
Until the next time, Earthlings.
Yep, that works. Earthlings.
Earthlings.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe.
Yeah. Life with the Sansburys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.